This is blasphemy. This is madness.
Stop the insanity!
Are you ready?
You're absolutely out of your mind. I think it's absurd. I think it's an abomination. I think it's a disgrace. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? You're a jackass. Embrace the madness.
Happy Dallas week, everyone. Welcome in to a post-bye week, Dallas week edition of the Madness. I am one of your ministers of madness, Rob Lange. Along with me, as always, is the great Jessica Town. Jess, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic, but not as good as you, Jess.
No, probably not.
You have had a hell of a week, and it's only Tuesday.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you an opportunity to tell everybody where you spent your night last night.
Oh, boy.
Probably a lot better than where many of us were. But there's a lot to talk about. First of all, ProSportsNotes.com, WildfireRadio.com. We are brought to you by Pro Sports Notes, powered by Wildfire. Catch us Wednesday mornings, 9 to 11 a.m., WildfireRadio.com. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes at The Madness with Rob Lange, even though, as we always say, Jess is still here. Lot to talk
Don't
about.
forget about me.
Never, Jess. And we have a lot to talk about this week. Obviously, it's Dallas week. Mm-hmm. Obviously, Dallas lost at home by 14 points to the Tennessee Titans.
Which I said they were going to do.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought
Titans
about
to
that
win
last night.
So I'm not going to lie to you. Mm-hmm. When I texted you on Sunday, I had to go back and look at the paper because I thought we had it the other way around. I thought you picked the Redskins and I picked the Falcons. I couldn't remember, and I was like, I'm not sure.
I was
all
on the Falcons all week.
Listen, I'm elated. I've never cheered so hard for Matt Ryan in my life, and I never will.
Tough for you.
It was a hard day. It's GAPC week this week, so it's the big rivalry week against Penn Charter. So
and you
it
had
was
to root for Matt Ryan.
I had to root, but you know what? Worth it.
It was worth it. I agree.
100% worth it.
So we are going to do a lot of Eagles talk. We're going to do a lot of reminiscing about some great Eagles-Dallas moments. And by great, I mean moments that were great to us.
100%.
But we are going to talk about a couple of the other teams in the city today. We are going to talk about the Sixers. And I'm going to do something I don't like to do, but I'm going to have to do it. So we'll talk about them and their up and down start to the season where they look good one night and they look like they did against Brooklyn another day.
Yeah.
But we also want to talk a little Phillies because Major League Baseball free agency started. It's very weird how it works in baseball because there's like no hoopla like there is in the other sports.
No.
But obviously the Phillies are being named with many, many, many people. And there's been that interesting debate of if you only could have one, do you want Bryce Harper? Do you want Manny Machado? There's some people who say they want nothing to do with Manny Machado. I think that's asinine, but we'll talk about all of that here today. But first, okay, and what I'm going to do is, as you know, we are now live on YouTube. We got the episode up. It took till yesterday, but we got the episode up.
Hey, we did it.
All right. Forgive me for that. But
it's Rob's fault.
It is my fault. Everything's my fault.
Usually is.
We don't have the capability for me to change cameras here without looking, so forgive me looking over there while I'm changing cameras. But before I even put the camera on Jess, we all love Jess, but I'm not going to put the camera on her first. I'm going to put it on that, okay? And right there you see a Carson Wentz jersey, and you can't really see, but on the one of the ones in 11, there it is. It is signed by Carson Wentz. You might say, wow, you guys are really making it on the show. You're getting signed merchandise from our people on the Eagles. No,
right, that's it.
No, that's not it. What it is this girl, Jessica Town.
That's me.
Has made some contacts, and I firmly expect us to get an Eagles guest every week now
I'm
because of this.
Work on it.
Yeah, work on it. But tell everybody just where you were.
So last night was a charity event called Fashion Touchdown. It was in support of the Big Brothers Big Sisters Association or Foundation, in the city. which for anybody who doesn't know what that is, basically it's an organization that pairs up a child who maybe is not in the best situation, doesn't really have, a lot of support at home, or their home situation isn't great, and they're able to pair up with their big brothers or big sisters who are people that, decide they want to come and sponsor a child. They help them with their schoolwork. They take them on little trips to museums and things like that, and really help them make sure that they're on the right path to be able to succeed in life. And, for example, one of the guys last night there was a, lawyer, owns his own law firm, was a big brother to this kid named Davon, and he came and spoke at the event last night. Both of his parents were drug addicts. His dad was never around, and his grandparents took them in. He had 5 siblings, and his brother's about to graduate from medical school. Another one of his brothers is about to graduate high school. He's about to graduate and looking, he's going on college visits with his big brother. And it's a really, really awesome association. So the event was along with Nicole Miller, who is a fashion designer based out of New York, but has a store in Philadelphia in the Hyatt Bellevue, right by the Academy of Music, and also Damari Seville, which is Malcolm Jenkins' clothing line. So basically what it was is we started the day, we went, so basically how this got into it is my mom loves Nicole Miller's stuff, so they were in the store last week talking to the girls that work in the store, and the owner and CEO of Nicole Miller Philadelphia was in the store talking to my parents. She's around my mom's age. They were, both have 3 kids. We're talking about, all different kinds of things, and, asking what their kids do. And she was telling her about, I work for my dad, but also have been doing the podcast, writing about the Eagles. And she said, oh my God, we're having this event on Monday. I will give you tickets. You guys have to come. So we get the tickets. My mom and I go. It's at the store, and Nicole Miller was there, super sweet. So we hung out there for a little bit, and then actually had to run back home for Sophie's field hockey game. First round of playoffs, had to run home, stand in the rain for field hockey, run back. And then we went back down, and it was at the Fillmore in Philly, and it started out with just, a party. The players were there walking around. The players, it was Jalen Mills, Rodney McLeod, Chris Maragos, Todd Harrimans, Brent Selleck, and Malcolm Jenkins were all just kind of walking around, taking pictures. And boy, do I have some stories about that, because, oh my God, hilarious. And then after that, there was food available, but then it was a fashion show. So walking in the fashion show for the Nicole Miller line were some of the Eagles' wives, spouses, significant others. So Rodney McLeod's fiance, Malcolm Jenkins' wife, Chris Maragos' wife was in it. I'm trying to think. Todd Harriman's wife was in it. And Madison Wentz was also in it. And then the Eagles players then modeled some of their suits. And actually they had 2 interns that were kids from the Big Brothers Big Sisters Foundation that came and helped design the suits. So one of them helped design Jalen's, and the other one helped design Jordan Hicks's suit, which was really cool. And then, there were a couple other players that were in there. Brandon Graham, Jordan Hicks, Zach Ertz, all kind of came after, and they also walked in the fashion show. And it was really awesome. There was that was really cool. They had a bunch of different things, and then they had a live auction. Enter Carson Wentz. Not actually Carson Wentz, just our buddy.
Just our jersey.
Just our
I just
jersey
wanted to
friend,
throw it back in there for a minute.
Just our jersey friend, Carson. So the live auction, there were a couple things. They were doing the jerseys. They did, what was the one thing they did? I don't even remember what some of them were, but they did the jerseys. There was a custom suit by Malcolm Jenkins. There was a private chef that would come cook you an amazing meal. There were a couple things, and all of the money goes to support. So there was basically a list of, there's a waiting list of like 1,200 kids for Big Brothers Big Sisters,
right.
And it takes like $1,700 to be able to create a match for all these kids. So they're trying to raise money to be able to pair as many of these kids with Big Brothers or Big Sisters as they can, so these kids can start. And the average waiting period, they said, was something like 20 months. So trying to make sure that, these kids are able to get in this program as quickly as they can and be successful. So the event was really awesome. And one of the things in the live auction was dinner with Carson Wentz and his wife.
Cool.
And also a Carson Wentz
right.
jersey, all in the same package.
Yeah.
So we're going to go have dinner.
So go ahead, finish that, please. Please finish that thought.
My family and I were gonna go have dinner with Carson Wentz in the off season.
And his wife.
And his wife, who is
Yes.
super sweet. She was walking around, with the jersey as people were bidding and whatever, and she came over, took a picture with us with the jersey, and she was really awesome and gave me and my mom a big hug and said, "Oh, I can't wait to see you guys. Can't wait to have dinner with you guys in the off season." And we were like, "It sounds great. Can't wait."
Yeah, and the way I look at it, as happy as I am,
He wants to punch me in the face.
that you're getting this opportunity. Oh man, see, this is what happens. I start hitting buttons because I'm trying.
What did you do now?
Nothing. We're good.
Oh.
I just started a video I didn't want to start yet, and it just kind of. That's definitely not the video.
Is everything else still going?
We're online. We're good to go.
Great.
Yeah. See, you're there. Everyone just saw you do that.
Great. That was the point.
I am extremely happy for you and your family. That's wonderful. But if I am going to sit here and say that I'm not supremely jealous, that since I have met Jess, since we've been doing this show since June, I have been told that Jess went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I watched Jess go on cruises, go to Greece,
You make me
meet
sound
Jimmy
so awful.
Butler.
All right, that was not planned.
And,
That was not intentional.
She probably knew he was going to beat it.
I had no idea.
She tweeted at him. She
How
knew.
was I going to know?
I
tweeted at him
No,
after.
she's going to go to lunch.
I'm still
or
tweeting
lunch.
at him.
Not lunch. She's going to dinner. Dinner with Carson Wentz and his wife Madison.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, hey, very happy for you. But the fact is, I will no longer be happy
I know.
if this does not bear fruit for us.
Listen.
In some way, shape, or form, Jess.
It's really hard to meet a player for 15 seconds and get them to agree to come on, but I feel like I will be a failure completely if we get through all of dinner and I don't somehow
I gotta tell you.
convince him that this would be a great idea to just a quick 10-minute interview.
A couple months back, me and Jess went to the event for the Philadelphia Sports Museum. We had the show, we went to the event, and we said this is going to be great. We're gonna meet some people, and we're gonna hand out some cards, and things are gonna be good. But Jess has always come off to me as very outgoing,
Not super.
a wonderful
I don't like being
person.
pushy.
Just talks to everybody. Like
I am
was like,
outgoing, and I enjoy talking to
She's a
people.
wonderful person. And then
I
we
don't
got to
like-
this event.
I don't like being pushy.
There's no pushiness.
It's all pushy.
I mean, look, I am the pot calling the kettle black here because I'm
You are.
also.
You didn't do anything either.
No. Excuse me. I went up and spoke to Fred Barnett. Got his autograph hanging in the basement, hanging in the man cave now.
Amazing.
It is with my Jason Peters helmet, which I finally fessed up.
Did you really?
Yeah.
How'd that go?
By the time I fessed up, she didn't care. We were already in the house, and she was happy that we were in the house.
That's
so,
fair.
But I think I had said on air that I had bid on this Jason Peters helmet and just decided to throw it in a box with all my other memorabilia. She would have never known.
Yeah.
But I did fess up eventually.
That's probably for the.
But yeah,
that's probably better.
so Jess was whining and dining and mingling with many Eagles last night.
It was a good time.
The off season, she's going to go out with Carson Wentz and his wife and hang out, and have dinner. And get us Carson Wentz on here, and then the show takes off.
That's the goal.
Then the show takes off, and it's just a very easy Carson. I know you're a busy man.
In the
I know that this
off-season,
is.
I hope he can make 10 minutes.
I know that this is not necessarily the most professional thing, but our podcast is close to reaching new heights. And if we could just have you come on for 15 minutes. And then if he says yes to that, maybe you push it a little bit. Why don't you come into the studio, Carson? Why don't you come hang out with us?
We're going to build a nice friendship.
We're going to build a rapport.
I've decided that him and his wife and I are going to be best friends.
Listen,
She's
I want
adorable.
you to ask him, okay? I want you to ask him if he knows about the Kairos cross. Because of the religious side to him, this is a very, very special. I'm curious if he knows about it. Well, that's how you get the ball rolling. Oh, well,
I'm having dinner with them. I can get the ball rolling.
No,
other
I'm just
ways.
saying, my co-host went on this Kairos retreat, and it changed his world. It did. It did. I'm not just making that up.
I grew up dancing with all my friends went to Catholic school. Believe me, I know.
Okay.
I'm fully aware.
Just throw that out there. So Jess is now famous. All the Eagles know her. They're liking pictures that she puts up.
What are you going to do?
How does Joe feel about your whole family getting to go eat with Carson? He has to watch from afar.
Well, I'm like texting him about it, and I'm like, I'm gonna fall over. Like I'm just gonna pass out right now. And he was like, keep it together, babe. You can do it. He's like, I know you, but you can do it. We'll be okay.
Well, that's
but it's gonna be a nice. It's a cool thing, just because my family, we love doing things together, and we're a very family centric group. I mean, sometimes, I mean, some people don't have that luxury, and even some family, they're just not very close.
Absolutely,
and
I agree.
I love the fact that my family is, and we genuinely enjoy spending time together and doing things together. And one of the things that we all have together as a unit is the Eagles.
Yeah.
And going through last season all together, and going to the Super Bowl and going through what we did go through at the Super Bowl. It was funny. My dad did say, "This will be great, but someone else has to hold the tickets." It was pretty funny. I mean, I don't think we're going to have tickets for this, but it was a funny joke. But I mean, it's something that kind of, it's another one of those things that, one, we're helping a bunch of kids, and two, I mean,
Absolutely.
it's another thing that we get to do as a family, and it's the Eagles, it's Carson Wentz. It's just going to be one of those nights that it's going to be. I can't wait.
That's awesome, and I am truly happy for you.
I know
I just
you are.
like picking on you. It's
I got a
fun.
phone call from one of my best friends today who I haven't talked to in a couple weeks. I saw him a couple weeks ago when he came to visit, but he called me this morning. He was just like, "Do you know how much I hate you right now?" And I was like,
Yeah.
"What did I do to you?"
There's going to be a lot of hatred
Literally,
towards
what did
you.
I do?
You get that, right? You
Yeah,
understand.
Oh, I understand.
The hatred is at all time.
But
high
everyone
right now.
should probably be nice to me for when Carson comes on the show, and then we make it big time, and I become a famous reporter, broadcaster, the whole
Notice
thing.
how everything was we until the famous part, and then it was I become
you can be
a famous
too.
reporter.
Well, no. Well, my point is when
She's going to leave me in
fine.
the lurches, guys.
When
She's gonna
we're
leave
famous,
me in the lurch. I'm going to be here in the CSB studio for the next 20 years, and Jess is going to be out there on it. No disrespect to CSB in any way, shape, or form, but Jess is going to be famous, guys, because she had dinner with Carson.
No,
and I'm going to be sitting here waiting for my opportunity when I'm 65 years old.
No,
still
I just
doing
meant
this.
that. Like, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take off. We're gonna make it big time, and then they're gonna be upset that they told me how much they hated me. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm not saying it to you anymore, Jess.
No,
but
I know you're not, because you'll be right there with me.
That's right. That's right. All right. But the fact is, all of this is great. All of this is wonderful. All of this makes us happy. But it is Dallas week. And there are few things in Dallas, or there are few things as a Philadelphia sports fan that are more fun than Dallas week.
Agreed.
Especially when deep down inside you feel that Dallas actually does suck.
Dak sucks.
And that
Dallas sucks.
Dak sucked
Dak
last night.
sucks.
He was terrible last night.
That moved up from number 5 to number 1 on the 5 things list this week.
Listen, I am winging all this stuff this week. Like, I have it all up there, but it was one of these weeks where it's the end of the quarter at school. So I'm trying to get everything graded right now. So it's like I don't even have time to sit down and write anything. Like, the 10 minutes me and you were texting back and forth today was probably something I shouldn't have been doing. So I never even had a chance to write anything down. But Dallas week, it's so much fun when you really have this confident feeling that you are that much better of a team. And don't get me wrong, there is the hole in any given Sunday, especially in a division.
Sure.
A team can beat another team, no doubt about it. But right now, my confidence level about this
Sunday
game
night,
is so high.
coming off a bye.
And I think
Short
it
week for
was. I saw it
Dallas.
from multiple people on Twitter, and I totally agree. You know, when we attend funerals, we wear black. And man, to put the nail in the coffin of Dallas' season, I really think that the Eagles need to be in the all-black unis.
How amazing
come
would that
Sunday
be
night.
if they rolled out there and they
I think they
came
will.
out-
I'm not. They normally do, once or twice at home a year, and one of them is typically a night game. This would be the time to do it. I think this is it. Roll out all black. I'll wear my black Zach Ertz Super Bowl champions jersey that I bought.
Fabulous.
It will be a great time. Maybe I'll actually see you at a tailgate this year, as we have. Oh no, I won't. Nope. You're not tailgating. You're not tailgating. Oh, that's right. That's right. Jess is working. Jess is working with her famous side, and I'm not part of that. So,
But I have I'm wearing black pants, and I have I bought a little green jacket so I can, because you're not supposed, you have to make sure you're neutral. When you're working with Sunday Night Football, you can't be one way or the other. So I have my little, last time I wore green pants. This time I got a little green over jacket to wear to make sure I'm.
So, you know how as we were going on air, I received a phone call and I said, well, we're on air. We can't do this right now. I just looked down and saw text messages that my daughter was crying and wanted to see me. And now I feel like a terrible human being.
Call her right now.
I can't do that.
No, you have to FaceTime her.
I don't know if I could do that on the air. Like, is this allowed?
No, you need to FaceTime her.
Is this allowed?
So our viewers and listeners know that you're not.
Well, I want to get the
person.
permission of my wife to do it on air. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, get the permission of your wife. But Oh, you're the worst.
Thanks.
No problem. But the next tailgate, I'll make sure I'll find you then.
Yeah, sure.
Well, that's the Monday night one we were talking about.
Yeah, you'll be working that one too, won't you?
No, it's Monday night. It's a whole different entity.
Oh, it's a whole different network. It's not your network.
No, I'm with NBC. What are they on now? What's
That'd be
ESPN
10.
still?
But you know, besides the point, one thing I want to do today,
What?
Okay, because it's Dallas week, is just throughout the show, just play these clips that come up that are some of my favorite Eagles Dallas memories. Even though some of them I was young for, there is video. Obviously, you're not going to be able to see that video because we don't have a camera on the computer. That would be
That's
awesome.
next step.
That's the next step. We'll make that work. I mean, we're not going to start messing
Nope,
stuff.
don't do it.
I'm going to start breaking
You're
things.
gonna break it.
And yeah, it would just get really ugly really quick.
Real fast.
So let's see if you remember this one. This is actually, it's not the play itself. It's a documentary based off of this play, but it's only a 1.5-minute clip. So let's see if you remember this gem of Eagles Cowboys from back in 1995.
Minimums and
That's an ad. So we're just going to talk until the ad's done.
That's the year I was born.
That's my God. Okay, here we go.
A game known simply as 4th and 1. With the score tied late in the fourth quarter, the Eagles defense made a legendary stand.
Eagles could win it if they stop the Cowboys here. They give it to Smith. He doesn't make it. They stop him. The Eagles take over on downs. The Eagles take over on downs. The referees are talking. We've got the problem. We've got the problem. Oh, they're going to call the 2-minute warning. They're going to say it was no play. Eagles stop them once. Can they stop them again?
The Cowboys obviously now have the opportunity to rethink this and decide, yeah, maybe we should punt it away. And Switzer says, no, we'll just go for it again, which further drives home the point these guys don't respect us.
They give it to Smith and they stop him again! They stop him again! And this time they can't take it away from the Eagles. The same play. This is for the game. Ball is spotted. The kick is away. It's long enough. It's gone!
Barry Switzer, you jackass. You know, he was one of those guys that I just hated everything about. I hated his face. I hated his smugness. I hated that he came in and wins a Super Bowl with Jimmy Johnson's team and acts like he did something. Oh, my God, I cringe. When I look at his face, there was nothing better than seeing him have that weird look when something really bad happened. And I felt like there were a lot of plays when he was coaching that the Eagles had, like good plays. Like even when the Eagles were winning 3 games a year, they seemed to always beat Dallas one game, and it was always beautiful.
Yeah, it's always beautiful
It's
when
always
they beat
beautiful.
Dallas.
And I know since you were born on that day that
I didn't say that day. I said that year. If it was football season 1995, I was like 2 months old.
So do you have any recollection? Have you been told about this play at
I've
least?
seen it several times. Yes, I know exactly. As soon as it started, I knew what it was. I just, well, I was probably sitting and my dad was probably holding me while watching the game. I was probably there. I probably watched it, but I was an infant, so I don't remember that.
So you don't remember it. All right. Well,
No.
we'll have a lot of that. So do we want to talk football first, or we want to?
Yeah, we might
want
as
to get
well.
the
We're
other
here.
stuff out. We're here. We might as
We're
well talk.
here.
Why don't we go right into our 5 things we learned from
That
this week?
sounds
Since the
great.
Eagles didn't play.
Okay.
Okay, the Eagles didn't play. We'll go into our 5 things we learned. Should we play the music? Are we going to go music today? Or are we going no music?
We can go music as long as it's not too loud.
You're well. Why don't you start while I pull up the music? I'm over here. See, this
ready?
one. Hold on. This one, she's going to dinner with Carson Wentz. She's meeting Eagles. She's doing this. I'm over here. I got to control the whole damn board, and just no love. Oh, we're also going to do some election fun today too.
Okay,
by
great.
the way.
Number 1 on 5 things I learned this week. Dak sucks. Sucks. So sucks. I told you last week on his bye week that he sucks. Dak sucks. Sucks.
Listen, I love that you think Dak sucks, and I think by now anyone that listens to our show knows that you think Dak sucks.
Yes.
But give me something with the Dak sucks.
Did you watch the game last night?
I did watch the game last
Dak
night.
sucks.
I-
That's all. That's all we need to know. Dak sucks. He sucks. Everything. He's the worst.
Oh, my
I hate that guy.
God.
I hate that guy. Did you see the GIF that E-Rock tweeted earlier today of Jerry Jones after, I think, probably a turnover? And he was like...
Yes, there were so many of them. It was after Tennessee went up 28-14 late.
I was dying.
It was outrageous.
I was like, oh, my God, this tweet is gold.
It's
Absolute
fantastic.
gold.
He's another one. Nothing better than seeing him miserable.
Him upset. Oh,
and
it's so
it just annoys me. They show the face all the time up there. I'm waiting to get a text back. The first text I got back was no, not yet. She's screaming.
Oh,
so I think they're gonna hold off on that, and maybe we could get Ella on air later on.
Jesus.
One thing I learned was from the 4:00 game between the Saints and the Rams. Yeah, if you can get a team that has a decent defense that can hold them to 25-30 and you can score, you can beat them. Mm-hmm. And the other thing I learned is that the Saints are better than the Rams. And the Rams do not scare me near as much because their defense they paid millions of dollars for has holes all over, including Marcus Peters just getting abused.
Absolutely abused
in that game, and I loved every single minute of it. So that's one for me.
Number 2 for me is the Raiders are gonna.
My God, my God.
The Cowboys are literally so bad that they're gonna have a top 3 pick. And
you mean the Raiders?
No.
No, you meant what you said.
I meant exactly what I said. All right, top 3 to 5 pick. And the Raiders are also so bad that they're going to have a top 3 to 5 pick. So within the first 5 picks, we're going to see the Giants. We're going to see the Raiders pick twice.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to see probably... Who else should we put in there? The Bills.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely the Bills. And the Cardinals.
The Cardinals. Okay.
So it's going to go... Ready? This is my draft prediction. Giants.
You're the king of predictions.
Giants.
Yeah.
Raiders.
Okay.
For their own pick.
Mm-hmm.
Bills, Cardinals, Cowboys.
You think the Cowboys are going to just
But the Raiders keep picking with that.
Yes.
I do, because have you seen the rest of their schedule? They have to play us here. They have to play in New Orleans. They have to go out to L.A.
They're and uh-oh.
And they have to play us again?
And Sean Lee got hurt again. I know this is a shock to everybody. I know
I didn't watch the game. I was listening to it.
It was a hamstring injury for Sean Lee.
He's a walking hamstring injury.
How can Dallas ever recover without the loss of Sean Lee?
Their offense can't play well without Sean Lee.
Yeah.
We know that, right?
Yeah. Number 2, and I learned this last night. Malcolm Butler would not have saved the Super Bowl for the New England Patriots because look, Tennessee played well. They didn't play well, but they did enough to win the game. But he looked foolish on a couple plays with Amari Cooper.
Put him on Alshon, Torrey Smith, Nelson Aguilar, Zach Ertz. You tell me who he was going to be able to cover in that game.
Yeah, well, he did something against the Eagles this year when the freaking Titans won.
Hey, listen. That wasn't the Super Bowl.
We're over that.
That wasn't the Super Bowl.
We're over it. I know. We're over it. All right, go ahead. You're number 3.
My number 3. The Chargers are sneaky good. No one ever talks about them, and you said they were going to be good.
I believe I picked them to go to the AFC Championship
this
year. I did.
I have to go back and I have it all listed.
Oh, I did.
I believe you. But there's so many good. I mean, there aren't that many good teams in the NFL this year. There are a couple that are really good, but the Chargers are. I feel like they're always pretty good at this point in time, and they're never in the conversation because they usually are like the Chiefs, where they do that they're really good thing through the first 8 or 9 games, and then they fall off horrendously.
That win was impressive. I mean, because I said last week, and I still believe it. I thought Seattle was going to go on a run here. I thought they were starting to get things going in the right direction. And the Chargers played a really, really good game. I mean, that's a huge win on the road to go into Seattle and win, no matter what Seattle is right now.
Right.
Very, very, very good. Number 3 for me, might be time to say hi to Le'Veon. He said farewell to Miami in a tweet. He might be on his way back.
That's because he doesn't get his money if he doesn't show up by like the 13th or something.
It'll be interesting to see. That Pittsburgh team, big win. Now, remember, a few weeks back, I was saying, man, Pittsburgh's got a lot of trouble. Well, James Connors helped that trouble, and they have just found a way to start winning games. You go on the road, you beat up on the Baltimore Ravens, who are your biggest rival Watch out for
With a good
Pittsburgh.
defense.
With a good defense. Watch out for Pittsburgh. They're back.
Number 4 for me. That Saints offense looked good. Looked good.
Yeah.
That was a fun game to watch. I really enjoyed that game. But yeah, that Saints offense looks pretty good. Drew Brees is just, I mean.
They're just going to keep making that face? There's going to be no words? There's no words. There's just a face.
There's no words. Did you watch that game?
Oh, I watched most of it, yes.
my
Although we
God.
went to dinner, I had said to Alyssa earlier not really thinking about times, like we haven't been out to dinner with the girls since we moved. And there's a restaurant called Vesuvio's right down the street from very good. And I said, why don't we go out, Sunday night, we'll go out to eat. Not thinking that game was on at 4:30. So I missed the second and third quarters and saw the fourth quarter. So,
I fell asleep on the couch after the fourth quarter of the 1 o'clock games on Red Zone. No, I just got tired, I guess. I don't know. But I fell asleep and then woke up and it was like 5 o'clock. So I'd missed like the first quarter, but we saw the rest of it and that Saints offense, dude.
Yeah. All right, number 4. The Bills are terrible because Mitchell Trubisky got people about 8 points in fantasy, and they still scored 41 points. Mitchell Trubisky had 8 fantasy points. 8. 8. I started him in 2 leagues. Somehow won both of those leagues, but started him in 2 leagues. He got 8 points, but the Bears still put up 41 points. How bad are you if you're giving up 41 points when the other quarterback does nothing the entire game?
My dad has the Bears defense in a big money league. Oh my God. And him sitting there and freaking out while that's happening. I think he was actually on a business call. Like he was working and he's standing there in our kitchen with his earbuds in, connected to his phone, talking on the phone as the games are on, watching from the kitchen. And, all of a sudden there's a scoop and score going the other way. And I'm sitting on the couch like this, pointing at him. And I turn around and he's pumping his fist while keeping completely calm, talking on the phone.
That's impressive because I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it was super impressive, but it was actually pretty funny. But whew. And they didn't even have Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack wasn't even playing.
Yeah. Look, Buffalo, man, I don't know how Buffalo is a good number 1 pick. They are. I just kicked my soda. Hang on. I kicked it over.
Oh, my God, get it.
There's a lid on it. It's all good. Man.
Oh, I thought you were just letting it spill on the floor, and I was like, that's not good.
All right, who's up? Me?
No.
Is it my 4? Oh, no, I just gave my 4.
You just gave your 4. Did you?
Yeah, I did the Chicago Bears.
Oh, yeah, duh.
So it's your turn.
I thought the last thing I remembered was dinner. You going out to dinner, and then I realized, okay.
Yeah. You don't pay attention to me.
I do pay attention. We were just talking about it. It wasn't like I was just Number 5, was firing Hugh really the answer, Cleveland?
Obviously not.
Was that really the answer to your problems? No.
How about him this week? He was out there just running his mouth all week.
That's fine. He just reaffirmed that Carson Wentz is.
Yeah, remember when we all wanted Hugh Jackson over Doug Peterson?
Was that a thing?
Oh, that was a thing. That was a thing for me.
Oh,
I wanted but I basically, and if I've been reminded by Time Hop of some tweets I put out. I will take literally anyone over Doug is what I was saying. So I wanted the weird mustache guy that got fired after 2 years.
Ben McAdoo?
Yeah, that guy. I wanted Tom Coughlin, the old man. I
was in for Tom Coughlin.
I was all in.
I didn't really have I was still too invested in the Eagles. I knew it was over, but I was still just invested in the season itself. That I was like, I don't have time to think about this yet. And then by the time I had time, they had hired a coach, and I was like, all in for Dougie P. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, my number 5 here is. Remember when we said Houston was dead at 0-3?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. They're back. We're now looking smart again because we did pick them to do. But I think the funniest moment from that game, have you seen the video that was captured of Bill O'Brien? I guess it's at the end of the half. And I guess Denver did something stupid. And you can almost, it seems very clear. You catch him saying, "Thank you, Vance, you dumb word that rhymes with truck." And it was gold. It was so good. He was so pumped up.
Oh, I need to go find that.
Oh, my God. It's excellent. But Houston's good. Houston's really good. I'm happy that we get Houston here. What's that?
December 23rd, right before Christmas.
Right before Christmas. I think that's beautiful because I'll have off the next day, so I'll really have a good time that day.
That'll be a fun. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think that through.
I might have
That sounds
practice, but that's
fantastic.
okay. Practice, I'll be able to live
I'll
with
just
that.
need to get better by the time dinner. Christmas Eve is a big.
Yeah, it's a big thing in our house as well.
We don't. I can't be. That's why I never go out the night before Thanksgiving because I like Thanksgiving too much and the food too much to.
Overrated holiday. It's an overrated holiday.
Oh, you and Joe are gonna fight.
It's an overrated holiday.
Joe's like, we can go on vacation at any point in time and skip any holiday other than Thanksgiving.
I skipped it for the Eagles-Cardinals game the one year. It's an
we
overrated
did
holiday.
too. We did too. But we brought everything.
No.
We brought the turkey. We did the whole thing.
No, it's an overrated holiday.
It's not an overrated holiday. It's the best
it is.
holiday.
Because
It's one of the best.
what's the meaning behind Thanksgiving?
To eat.
See? Exactly. It's a stupid holiday. It's a dumb holiday.
Listen.
First of all,
Do you get off work?
First of all, I don't understand why we are celebrating that first meal between the Pilgrims and Indians, where just a few years later, the Pilgrims just killed all the Indians and sent them packing to basically what would now be considered a concentration camp. Okay? We're celebrating that.
I think it's a terrible premise, but I think now it's developed into a day of being thankful
You know what it's
for
developed
your
into?
family. And,
a terrible holiday.
well, that's a stupid
Overrated.
statement.
Overrated. Only good thing about it is football.
That's a stupid opinion.
Be thankful. You should be thankful every day. All right, that's the end of what we learned from week 9. Was it week 9?
Yes.
So if that's the end of week 9, why don't we do another play? I want to do another Eagles
That
Dallas
sounds great.
play.
I love that idea.
Now, this play is this was one of my early memories of watching the Eagles and being so pumped. And I don't know if you're going to know it, but I'm just going to play it and we'll see what happens.
Aikman is back. He is looking. He throws into the end zone. Intercepted! Intercepted! Coming up with the interception, running along the far sideline, cutting to the center of the field. Eagles have the football. Troy Vincent. Vincent running down the sideline. The Eagles win. The Eagles win. The Eagles win.
Now, I can remember watching that game, and I can remember being miserable as Dallas is driving down the field, and I was watching it here, and it reminded me, Jerry Jones is on the sideline at that point. And he's all pumped up because he feels a win coming, and then you see him as the ball is picked trying to, tell them to tackle, and it was just epic. James
So
Willis and the
beautiful.
lateral to Troy Vincent, and he runs across the field and scores a touchdown. I feel like the Eagles have had a lot of pick sixes to end games. And we're going to watch another one later. That this one you will remember.
I know exactly what you're
This
talking
one
about,
you
I
will
think.
remember. But there were a lot of great moments. So that's just another one about Eagles Dallas week. So let's talk about the Eagles. They come off the bye. Okay, they have Golden Tate now, who was invited to go to mass with Carson and Madison, and his wife went because he said he wanted to stay home and study the playbook. Love hearing that. Love hearing that. They it looks like Timmy Jernigan will be back this week, but it looks like Jalen Mills and Cindy Jones are both out this week.
I can tell you that Jalen will be out this week.
Yes, you can. You want to go into that, or no, you don't want to put that out there in the public?
Jalen will not play this week.
Jalen's not playing this week. Trust us.
Promise me.
Okay.
I promise you Jalen is not
Sources super close to Jalen say Jalen is not playing this week, and that source is Jesse Towner, his new best friend.
He's working his way back, though. He'll be good.
Working his way back. So, I mean, look, you look at this game on paper and you say it's a 30-point win. Like, the Eagles should drub them. They should absolutely.
They should do what they did to him last year.
They should bury them. But they shouldn't. There should be no slow start. They should come out, this is what I always say, put the proverbial foot on the throat, step down, and crush the windpipe. That's what I tell my teams, and they're always like, geez, are you serious? No, that's what they should do.
I'm serious.
And the Eagles can't go into that. We could go into this confident like this all we want and cocky about it.
They can't.
The Eagles should be going into this saying, this is a must-win game.
Yes.
We have to stop this seesaw of under 500, 500. We have to get on a roll now. Okay? Especially looking at what looms a week later.
That is now flexed to a 425
Remember,
spot.
I was talking all about, 1 o'clock games in New Orleans aren't that big of a deal. Well, 425 might be a little bit bigger of a deal. You got to see the Eagles at 5-4 this week. There's no excuse to lose this game. There's none.
You're right.
There's none.
I agree wholeheartedly.
So why is there this inkling of doubt in my brain?
Because of what they've done so far this year. And because of the way they've played, the way they've lost. Because, let's be honest, the way they've lost The way they've won has been fine. The way they've lost has not. The way they lost to Carolina, the way they lost to Tennessee, I mean, there's no excuse for any of that, and it's not good. Just not good. So it's because of the way they got up early and then just completely gave it away. I think that's why we have these doubts. But I mean, I mean, coming out on Sunday Night Football, out of a bye week, under the lights, November football, it's crunch time, at home. I mean, with a chance to essentially end Dallas's season.
Yeah, a chance to end Dallas' season, put you 2-0 in a division where you're going to need these wins.
Put you, let's hope the Redskins lose this week, possibly put you on top of the division.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, Redskins have who this week? Look down.
Bucks.
No,
in Tampa.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Did you see how? Oh my God.
It's magic, baby.
Look, I watched a few games this week and I just cringed. That was one of them because I said, how the hell do we lose to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Just like I watched when the Tennessee Titans are turning the ball over left and right at the beginning of the game last night. How? Like, it pisses me off because...
You know who did look good on Sunday?
What? The Carolina Panthers? Yeah, but still, that's a game. It's ridiculous. There's no reason to lose that game.
I agree.
No reason to lose that game. And it pisses me off because you win a couple of those games, maybe we're not. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, obviously, you always want to beat Dallas.
They should be at 6-2 right now.
Oh yeah.
They should be sitting at 6-2, if not 7-1.
Yeah.
There's no reason. Who's the other team they lost to? Why am I drawing a blank right now?
Are you kidding? Minnesota.
Oh, I think I just blocked that out of my memory. I think I physically blocked that out of my mind.
I wish they weren't 4-4. It really is depressing.
It really is upsetting, but you know what? It's not over.
No, it's not.
If they lose Sunday, it's still not over. But it is a must-win game.
No, it's a must-win. To me,
it's a must-win. Their season's not over if they lose.
Listen, I'll be very honest with you. There's only 2 games on the schedule that I look at and say they're not must-wins. Every other game they have to win because, in my opinion, you got to go 6-2.
New Orleans and L.A.?
New Orleans and L.A. are the only 2 games where I won't say must-wins. However, L.A., you can win that game. First of all, you're going to have the fan support.
100%.
Okay, I understand their offense is ridiculous. I get it. I understand that. However, their defense is suspect. The hope is, look, what do you want? Like, when I look at Sunday, I say, I want to see the offense get back to just bing, 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 touchdown, bing, 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 touch, 24 points in the first half. That's what I want to see.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Because then I think the defense is fine. I think the defense is better when they're playing with a lead.
100.
Now, obviously not as much this year because they've struggled putting teams away with that last drive. But my hope is that the Jacksonville game is kind of the catalyst to say, hey,
agreed.
We've got to make the plays when they're there for us to make. Is it a tougher situation now when you're talking there's no Derek Barnett on the pass rush?
That breaks my heart.
But I'm really curious what Timmy Jernigan can provide for the defensive tackles and if that'll make things a little bit easier.
Something.
Yeah.
I hope something.
But what do you want to see? Sunday, what do you want to see? When they're coming back from the bye week, we haven't had Eagles football in 2 weeks. What does Jess want to see?
The same exact thing. I want to see them come. I want to see them come out firing. I want to see. Do you remember? It was Chip Kelly, but also Andy used to do it when the first play of the game, he would just chuck up a bomb to Deshaun Jackson to see what would happen.
Oh yeah.
I almost want to see that. I want to see that. Exactly what I said that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were probably going to do against us. Now, granted, it wasn't a 60-yard bomb, but it was essentially the same play. And
you predicted that too? Is that why you said that?
No, I'm just saying, it was one of those things that I'm like, I saw it. Why didn't the defense kind of thing?
Right.
But I think that almost something like that would. Can you just imagine for a second? You're tailgating all day. You're ready to go in. They come out. The first play they have on offense, they come out there and just throw a 60-plus yard bomb to Alshon Jeffrey or Golden Tate. Imagine what that place is going to be like. And then they go down and score, or that play scores, or they go drive down and score.
I can tell you almost exactly what that sounds like. Would you like to hear that sound?
Yes.
This is what it would sound like. It's going to be an ad, isn't it?
Start Brian Westbrook in the backfield. And Terrell Owens, everybody, all eyes, all attention.
Preseason game, might I add. Preseason game.
Work out.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised to see the first play if they don't try to get the football to Terrell Owens.
He looks his way. Fires it his way. There's Owens at the 45. Inside the 20. And on the first play at Philadelphia in an Eagle uniform, Terrell Owens takes it 81 yards right on the jersey number.
I've never heard a stadium in preseason be that fired up. Oh, I can remember sitting in that stadium for that. I remember being at that game and absolutely losing my damn mind when that happened. So that you were what, like 4?
No, but I remember sitting at home with my dad, and both of us just being like,
were you allowed up that late at that point?
For Eagles games, hell yeah.
All right.
But I just literally just remember sitting there and that happening, and my dad and I being like, oh.
Yeah, it was.
Here it comes.
I can remember being in that stadium, and I think I actually, because it was a preseason game, if I'm correct, I actually brought someone I was dating, which I was always against me bringing them to an Eagles game. And I brought him and thinking, it's preseason. And I went bonkers like there was no tomorrow with a friend of mine.
Was she gone?
Oh, no. I think she was okay with it. I think she understood how much that moment meant to me. And then it was just, that season was just so much fun. That season was so much fun.
So much fun.
Not as much fun as this past season, but
no, that
season,
one was definitely more fun.
Up until then, the season was so much fun. But I agree. I think, and it doesn't have to be golden tape because I know he's not a burner. And I want to see some consistency from the offense. Maybe that's the word we're looking for.
I think you're right. I think they haven't shown that at all. And I think we went into every game last year knowing what to expect from that offense. And, I mean, if you remember, granted, the Denver Broncos were not a very good football team last year, but the Eagles scored so many touchdowns, they ran out of fireworks in the stadium. They ran out of fireworks because they scored too many times.
Yeah.
They used them all. I mean, they were averaging 30 points last year per game. And what are they at now, 18? Something like that, and that's just, you can't win games only scoring 18 points.
No, you can't, and you can't win games really in this NFL scoring in the 20s. You got to be in the 30s.
Yeah.
To solidify yourself, and I think they can get back to that. And I hope this is the time. I hope it starts on Sunday night, and I hope the Eagles just kind of take care of Dallas, and it's just a fun event because
Dallas sucks.
It's one of these things, when I look at a Dallas fan, I despise the fans probably more than the team itself.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I look at these fans and I say to myself, half of you are scumbags who live here, right? Mm-hmm. Half of you are people that just couldn't take going through some suffering, so you just latched on because of the color of the star. Which, by the way, I'm going to get into it. This is Madness.
I can't wait.
I am going to get into that. This is Madness because I have a whole big thing to go off on that.
Okay, I can't wait.
And you're not even. You're a jackass. All you want to. How many super? Like, I hate when the high school kids that are Dallas fans, which there are numerous, come up to me. How many Super Bowls you have?
When was the last one you won? Were you? You weren't even thought of.
You weren't born yet.
You weren't even alive.
Dummy. The last time you won. You shouldn't be a
your
fan.
Students as jackasses.
I mean, I can. I
will. Those kids are jackasses.
Yeah, I elect not to.
I will. Those kids are jackasses. It's all right. Anybody who's a Cowboys fan in my eyes is a jackass.
Well, but anyone from here specifically. Specifically, it's ridiculous, and they drive me insane with their freaking stupid. I just saw on Time Hop me getting into an argument with a Dallas fan a few years ago who was defending them signing Greg Hardy and completely just throwing out the fact that he hit and his comeback to me was, oh, did you say this about Ben Roethlisberger?
Yes.
I said, actually, yes, I did. I think it's a ridiculous thing that the NFL has totally botched that situation.
I came across a Greg Hardy tweet today as well, just saying that I think it's disgusting that the Cowboys are sticking with him and supporting him after all the pictures came out as well, because they were bad. It was all really bad. And I think that I agree with the people that are from here. I have a friend from high school. He is from here, was born here, raised here, lives here. He is a Sixers fan. He is a Cowboys fan. It doesn't make any kind of sense to me. And him and I used to go at it all the time about it, just ran. But I mean, last year we would still go back and forth after they beat Dallas on Sunday night. Nothing, because he knew. I mean, he's also the kind of person that can look at it and be like, damn, the Eagles are good. They're having a good season. They'll probably win the Super Bowl. He's one of those, but I mean, most of them are not.
This whole holier than thou thing that Dallas has and their America's team, it's that no one likes you. I just don't get it. In the stadium, like, I'm looking at the stadium last night, I'm like, this is a monstrosity. There's no reason for this stadium. There's nothing better than watching teams come into your stadium and beat your ass up and down the field.
Yes. Remember when you thought that wasn't going to happen?
Yeah, I didn't. I actually put some good money on it that it wasn't going to happen. But I did it.
That's unfortunate.
But I did it purposely because I said it's a win-win for me. Either I lose money, but I'm way up, so it's not going to matter, or and I'm happy because Dallas lost, or I win money. So either way, it was a win-win situation for me this week.
That's fair.
I had a great week.
Did you?
Great week because
Fantastic.
Saturday night took Notre Dame, took Bama, and took. So whoever was playing
Did you
UCLA.
take Oregon over Chip Kelly?
Yes, that's what it was, in Oregon. So I had a 3-team parlay, which started me off right. Then I hit all my bets in the 1 o'clock games and all my bets in the 4 o'clock games. And then Sunday night I split. But at the end of the day, I had made like $200 this weekend. So it was awesome. I felt really proud of myself. And
I'm pretty proud of you.
And, of course, I did a – wait, don't say that yet because, obviously, college basketball starts back up tonight.
Yeah.
Something I'm super-duper excited for.
I said that this morning. My mom's like, do you not have – you did. My mom's like, do you not have enough sports in your life? And I'm like, yeah.
We can't glance over
No,
that.
you just said super-duper.
Totally unacceptable.
Deeper.
Shut up. Totally unacceptable. And, of course, I decided to pick a 4-team parlay. Pretty sure I picked –
terrible idea.
Yeah, I picked against my alma mater. So Towson is getting 25.5 points from Virginia. I took Virginia because Virginia will probably win that game by 40. I took Kansas -5. I stayed away from Kentucky Duke. The game scared me. I took my boys. I took the Tar Heels -10 against Wofford. Why? Because last year Wofford came into North Carolina and beat the North Carolina Tar Heels. They better remember that when they go into that gym today, even though it's down at Wofford. Or where the hell is Wofford?
No idea.
Who the hell
what
cares?
even is Wofford?
So I took Carolina -10, and I took another game. So I took like a 14 parlay. It was like $15 to win 170. I was like, all right, let's go for it. See what the hell happens.
That sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I'll probably lose.
Most likely, but it's fine.
But it's fun.
What was I going to say? Did you see? I meant to tell you this. Did you see a couple weeks ago Delaware football beat Towson?
No, I didn't even say it.
I saw it and was like,
we should have made a bet. How didn't we make a bet?
I don't know. I didn't know it was coming up.
Oh, I know why. Because neither of us actually pay up on our bets.
Yeah.
Or you don't pay up on your bet. I actually never lost the bet because it was never fully finished.
You added that on after we made the bet.
But you agreed.
Let's go get sandwiches, man.
You agreed to the addendum that was added to the bet.
But you never bring the test.
This is fair. This is fair.
So
and at this point, it would just be totally unfair to give you that.
Exactly.
Test. So we might as well just buy each other a sandwich and move on. Fair
100%.
We'll do that. Hold on before we go. We haven't said anything like that. This is The Madness, brought to you by ProSportsNotes.com, powered by WildfireRadio.com every Wednesday morning, 9 to 11. Going to actually go check out the studios next week over there, see what they look like. You can catch us at themadness.prosportsnotes.com. You can catch us on iTunes, Google Play. Search The Madness with Rob Lange. Thank you to everyone out there. Hey, you want to be a sponsor of the show? You want to take part in the show? You want to be the guy that is controlling these cameras so I don't have to keep looking like that?
Please.
You could be that guy. All right. How do they apply, Jess?
ProSportsNotes.com/apply. All kinds of places there. Or you can DM me on Instagram, Twitter,
She's a big fan of the DMs.
Slide into my DMs if you want. Because sometimes it's hard to find
I did not put her up to that.
No, I just for this reason.
Then it's not sliding into the DMs. That was
just a joke.
Such a weird way to say it. Who came up with that anyway?
I don't know.
You're very disappointed in me right now.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how about we play another Eagles play? This will be fun.
That works. We can do that.
We'll play another Eagles play. We'll play one that I think you were born for, so this should be fun for you.
Yes.
They've got 3 shots into the end zone.
Terrible sound quality, sorry.
It was a 57-yard penalty on Michael Lewis to set up this opportunity, 2nd and goal. Bledsoe into the end zone, and he's picked off.
Bledsoe.
Back the other way. Lito Shepherd all alone. The Philadelphia Eagles take it over Dallas.
The best part about that play was multiple things. One, it was T.O.'s first game back here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was shortly after the 911 was called to his house, and there was the rumor that he was attempting to OD on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And the T.O. chant that took over when he was here, very early in that game became OD. It was they really went after T.O.
Sounds
but
about right.
His face at the end of the game, because the throw was supposed to go to him, and Drew Bledsoe was just way off with the throw. I can remember sitting that stage, and it was just, and Lito was this guy that I loved that secondary. Lito and Sheldon and Michael Lewis, and it was all because of remember Michael Lewis, and Joe Buck said it. He tackles a receiver 57 yards down the field. Very similar to what happened to Alshon Jeffrey against Carolina a couple weeks ago to set this up. Their 1st and goal, they're inside the 10-yard line with 3 plays to score to win the game. It was only a 4-point game, I think, at that point.
Yeah, something like that.
And Drew Bledsoe just
this game
totally
was so sweet to watch.
Oh, it was just such a Drew Bledsoe moment too. Like his career with the Dallas Cowboys was just bad play after bad play.
I wasn't allowed to go to Dallas. Like I wasn't allowed to go to them until I was like 18. My dad wouldn't bring me to any division games.
No.
So I was never allowed. So my first Dallas game was a big deal. But I remember sitting.
Do you remember your first Dallas game? Did they win?
I'm trying to think. It was
Was your first Dallas game? Oh, no. Well, wait a minute. How old were you for this game? Because T.O. was already gone by this point.
I was sitting at home watching this game.
What was that? That would have been
2005, right?
No, 2006 probably.
Okay, so yeah, I was sitting at home.
But how old?
I was 11.
11. Okay.
I was 11, but I mean, I knew what it was. I was raised on this. So sitting in my house, freaking out about this. It was,
Wow.
I'm trying to think what.
Well, I'm trying to think. That would have been what, 6 years ago? So you're looking at 2012.
I think my first Dallas game, I was a freshman in college. The first time I was allowed to go because I didn't get those tickets. No. It was my freshman or sophomore year of college. Jerry Jones, the gift that keeps on giving. The Cowboys are an NFL laughingstock thanks to Jerry Jones, and we're loving every bit of it.
Did you hear what he said today on his radio show?
He's committed to Dak Prescott for the future.
Committed to Dak Prescott, and there's nothing that could happen to have him make an in-season coaching change. Please extend Jason Garrett. Extend him. I will love for you to extend this guy.
Make my day.
This is all we can do. This is all Jason Garrett can do.
Did you see some of
the
Jason?
6 picks.
Did you see some of the Jason Garrett Halloween costumes?
Yes.
It was just that, and people just stand there.
Barstool. Somebody at Barstool, I think, did it.
Love it.
It's oh my God, he's
fantastic.
Another one. He's another one. I just can't stand
his
the guy.
Face.
Yeah, his face.
His face.
Oh no, that's right. I'm going to add that to the This Is Madness.
Okay.
Former Cowboy that we have to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Got very excited
ready for
there.
That.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to play another play just because it's fun.
Fab.
Let's do another one.
Another blitz from the Eagles. And knocked out of the hand by Dawkins. Fumbled by Romo down the field. Clemens, a stiff arm and a touchdown.
Oh, and Tony got up so gingerly after that hit.
There's so many things.
That made it a 34-3 game. That was the 2008 game, which was, I don't know if you remember this specific game. At the end of the year, the Eagles, before they played, this game was a 4 o'clock game. And they needed, I believe it was Minnesota had to lose, and Tampa had to lose to Oakland.
And they had to win.
And then well, to make it to the point where that game mattered.
Yeah.
So Oakland beat Tampa, or Tampa beat Oakland. I forget exactly how it went. I think Tampa beat Oakland. And no, that wouldn't have mattered. Oakland beat Tampa. And then Minnesota lost to Chicago, I believe. And it set this game up for a win-and-you're-in situation for the Cowboys and the Eagles. And then and it was close for like a quarter and a half. And then just out of nowhere.
Because weren't the Eagles like 8-8?
Yeah, the Eagles were.
Or went 8-8?
The Eagles were 8-6-1. This was the year of the tie with the Cincinnati Bengals when McNabb said, I didn't know there were ties in the National Football League.
Mm-hmm.
And Dallas was 9-6. So the winner would win the division. Not win the division. The winner was just getting a wild card, I think, because the Eagles had to travel all 3 weeks because they went to Minnesota and went to the Giants and won, because the Giants won the division. This is for the wild card.
Right, yeah, because, I mean, it wouldn't have...
The Giants were the number 1 seed.
All of those other things wouldn't have had to happen for if it was a win-and-you're-in game.
A bunch of stuff had to happen, make it a win-and-you're-in game, and then it was just that, and then we're going to play another play from this literally on the next drive.
Can I tell you a funny story about this? Can I tell you a funny story about
another
this game?
Dawkins play? Oh, you can. You could tell us any... You know what? You could tell us any funny stories you want. That's what this is about, Jess.
So we were away when this happened.
Where were you?
We were in Mexico.
Oh.
Wait, listen. This was so we're watching this game on TV in Mexico. It's in Spanish. We have we're trying to like get ready to go out to dinner or something. So we're not really focused on watching it. We're just listening, but we don't know what anything's saying. And finally, at the end of the game, we hear, "Le saco de Tony Romo." We were like, we know what that means. It was just one of those.
Tony Romo,
so that's one of those things that's always
just in Mexico.
But it's always been a running joke in our house. Like anytime he would get hit, that was always the
La Saca del Tony Romo.
It was, and that's probably not exact Spanish, but it was just really funny because we were just kind of doing other things, and then we not knowing, and we're like, oh my god, well, we know what that means. We know what that word means.
Yeah,
and it was funny.
Well, screw it. I'm just going to play the other play from this game because, damn it, this is our show and we can do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah, that's true.
A blitz. Marion Barber loses the football. Jose Leo Hansen on the return. Only Romo can get close to him. It's another defensive touchdown. Dawkins stripped another.
2 strips,
I love that
2
guy.
consecutive series for Brian Dawkins. I believe wasn't this the game they ran out of the fireworks?
Maybe because they put up so many. I mean, they did put up a lot of points.
They put up 40. They won the game like 44 to or 40 to 6.
It was 44-6, I believe.
Well, yeah, because they kick a field goal. That's what happened there. But there have just been so many of these awesome plays by them in the years against Dallas, and I want more this week. I want a defensive touchdown. I want Dak getting murdered. I want Dak throwing the ball to the wrong team, which is something he really likes to do.
Jordan Hicks didn't get a chance to see the Cowboys the last year. Jordan Hicks thrives on playing the Dallas Cowboys.
You mean
Jordan Hicks is a Cowboy killer?
I mean, what tells you that?
Have you not seen the way Jordan Hicks has played against the Cowboys?
I mean, I don't know what you're even speaking of.
Really?
No, I have no idea. I mean, maybe in 15 seconds I'll have an idea, but I have no idea what you're speaking of. Just gonna throw it out there for you and see what happens. It's an ad right now, so I can't throw it out there too quickly.
But no, I'm excited he gets to play them this year because he didn't get to be out there.
I agree, and he's been so good.
That's Hicks, Jordan Hicks.
Who the hell was the quarterback?
With the play of the night.
Brandon Weeden.
To the outside he goes, and Jordan Hicks, who's done such a phenomenal job.
It wasn't Weeden. It was
is the third round
Matt
draft
Castle.
choice.
Oh, Matt
Puts Philadelphia out in front again.
Was this the game that went to overtime and then Sam Bradford threw the touchdown to your boy Jordan Matthews for the win?
Yeah, he did.
Yes. Okay, I remember that.
Yeah.
There have been many games. There are 2 games in particular I'm trying to find.
Because it was that, and then the year after that was when they lost in overtime. Remember?
Yes.
That was brutal.
That was the year that I was actually supposed to go out there.
I actively cried that day. A lot.
You actively cried?
I cried. One of my roommates was in my room, and she didn't care about sports at all. And I was trying to watch the game, and she was trying to talk to me about something completely irrelevant. And I was like, you just need to, just 1 second. You just need to hold on for 1 second. It was in overtime. I was like, just shh. And then it happened, and I freaked out and cried. She was like, I don't know what to do right now. And I was like, I don't know what to tell you. But yes, anyway, continue. And then they went in last year to Dallas and beat the living crap out of them.
Oh, this was another good one. Because we're going to make our move over to the Sixers. And
Are we?
And, oh, yeah, we are, because there's still like an hour left in the show. So I just want to play some of these plays.
53 yards. Orton starts. Oh, and it's intercepted at the 40-yard line by Brandon Boykin.
That won us the NFC East
with his sixth of the season. Woo.
Oh, Kyle Orton.
Brandon Boykin. He's a guy that's probably on the street that could help our very depleted secondary.
Brandon Boykin got abused.
Listen, I think he'd be better than Dexter McDougal.
Well, Dexter McDougal's back on the street now, too, so it doesn't matter.
There's a good reason for that.
Because he stinks?
Yes.
All right, do we want to do our picks now before we start talking about some other sports?
Sure, but I haven't made mine yet, so you have to go first.
No.
All right, fine. All right, do you want me to make them right now?
Yes, I want to make them right now. Pick time.
All right. Should we end with the Eagles?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll start with the Thursday night game, which is the Panthers at Steelers.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. I think the Panthers are primed for a loss right now. I think, the last week, they had a big win, but if you saw, that game got really close. It was 35-28 after they were up like 35-7.
Mm.
And obviously we know what happened the week prior to that, or 2 weeks prior to that, I should say. I think Carolina is primed for a loss here. I think Pittsburgh's going to win this game.
In Pittsburgh, I absolutely agree with you. I don't think the way that Pittsburgh's playing, that they're going to be able to go in there, and I don't think Cam Newton's going to be able to be Superman this week. I hate that guy.
Do you? I couldn't tell.
God, I hate that guy.
Yeah.
I hate that guy so much. Okay, so you're going Steelers too?
Yeah.
Got it. All right. The Monday night game. Wow. If anyone watches this game.
Oh, my God. I'm going to watch it. Want to know why?
We're going to put a lot of money on it somewhere?
Well, I always bet on the Monday night game, but Saquon Barkley is one of my fantasy running backs.
True. Mine too. Giants at 49ers.
49ers coming off a big win and a little bit of a break.
Nick verified
Mullins.
on Twitter at halftime.
At halftime of the game, it was impressive. I have never seen that before. And then he was crying after the game.
I don't blame him. I would have been too, I think.
Yeah.
They beat the Raiders, but still.
I really don't know how to pick this game. Obviously, San Francisco's home. Both teams are basically coming off of a bye. San Fran?
That's what I wrote down too, because I just don't think the Giants know how to play football.
San Fran? Let's go San Fran.
I don't think the Giants know how to play football, and they were maybe thinking about benching Eli, and then Kyle Lauletta got arrested. So, not going to put him in a game, I guess.
Oh, my gosh.
So, Niners, I guess. Let's go.
Can't wait for that Monday night, Riveter.
Oof.
I hope there's good college basketball. The Sixers play Monday.
Do the Sixers play Monday?
I don't know.
I don't know. I can look that up.
Those idiots in a minute.
Stop it. It's still early. Don't call
them idiots. Don't give me the early.
Don't call them idiots.
Don't give me the early.
Don't call them idiots. They don't deserve that yet. Only certain ones of them do. I have one who deserves it 100%.
Here we go.
Tell me you disagree. No, for more reasons than just that. He deserves that title right now. For more reasons than just that one. It's not just solely based off that. That doesn't help. It doesn't help his case. All right. Other team in the NFC East. Redskins at Bucks.
Redskins at Bucks. I just think this Tampa Bay team has packed it in. I think the general manager and the head coach made a really stupid decision when they decided to hang on to everybody instead of making some moves. I don't think they're going to be able to save their jobs. I think they're both in lame duck positions. And I think they're going to get beat by a Redskins team who's probably a little ticked off after being embarrassed at home. Granted, listen, Washington puts 3 guys on the IR after the game Sunday. 2 offensive linemen and Paul Richardson all go to the IR after the game. They're all out for the year. You all right over there? Yeah. The best thing is, now that you're on video, everybody saw that. I'm not the only one.
No, I don't think anybody saw the pen. They just saw me
jump and freak I'm not
out.
the only one who saw that unbelievable moment.
Oh, you know what? What other moments we get to make sure are captured on camera now?
When we...
Yep.
Yeah, like at the very beginning of the episode last week.
That and other hand gestures I like to make.
Oh, is that illegal on YouTube?
No, not that one. Not that one.
Oh, no. You're not allowed to do the DAC anymore.
It's not the DAC. His is the... It's not the DAC. The whole arm, he doesn't get the whole arm. He gets the...
To anyone under the age of 18, we are sorry for the
No one
crude
can see
humor
it.
by
No
this
one
one.
can see it.
Yeah, I'm going to change that so that you have to stop doing that.
No one can see it.
All right, so we both want Redskins there?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So have we made a different pick yet?
No, and we're tied at this point.
What? Excuse me? I was 3 games down.
You were 2, I thought. I have to go back and check. If you were 3 down, then you're still.
But I had a better week than you. Can I just hear you say Rob?
You had a better week than I did, 100%.
Okay.
I'm not upset about the way any of the games went, though. I'm not upset because it was the Falcons.
We should probably also discuss the epic comeback after an 0-3 start and a 1-4 start by yours truly.
Rob's doing really good.
Who is now back, baby. 5-0 this week in all 5 leagues for the big guy. Right here.
All right. Anyway.
Right here.
Okay, that's enough out of you. Just a game to choose. Seahawks at Rams.
Listen, I am a firm believer. I've always been a guy who believes in the ebb and flow of this league. And, both
Law of
teams,
averages.
Yeah, but both teams are coming off losses, yes, but the Rams get to go home. I know that they don't get this big crowd turnout, but they do play better at their home field. Anybody plays better at their home field. They don't have to travel. And the game was close in Seattle, and I think the Rams are going to remember that. And I think the Rams also are going to take this game against New Orleans and say, hey, we have to be better. It's not like Seattle's a juggernaut offense. I just don't think they'll be able to score enough to keep up with the Rams because you got to score 30, 40 points if you're going to beat the Rams. I will take the Rams of Los Angeles at home over the Seattle Seahawks.
I am going to differ for you.
Yeah, I'm going to be winning.
What?
Because you're going to lose.
I'm going to take the Seahawks. It's right around the point in the season where Russell Wilson decides to just turn it on and be otherworldly. He usually starts off pretty slow, and then all of a sudden the second half of the season rolls around, and he is making throws that are just insane, running left and right all over the place. And like you said, you have to be able to put up points to beat the Rams, and their defense, nothing over the top special.
No, it's not.
So I
think
think
it's crazy to me.
I think that they do have a good chance to win this game, and I think that they can pull it out.
So you're going with Seattle.
I am.
Wow.
And last one, ready?
Yeah.
Eagles, Cowboys.
Eagles 75, Cowboys 3. No. I do expect a double-digit win. I really do. I expect I would say something very similar to the Giants game where they just kind of come out and jump on them and never let their foot off the gas.
That's exactly what they need.
That's what they need to do. I said to somebody today, I said, to me, it's not only about winning, it's about showing dominance this week for the Eagles. I want to see the Eagles come out and just dominate an opponent. They haven't done it since the Giants, and let's face it, the Giants are horrific at football right now.
The Giants shouldn't be considered a football team.
Right. I want to see it against that. I know that we're saying how bad Dallas is, but I want to see it again. I want the Eagles to put the rest of the division on notice and put the conference on notice and say, hey, we're back, and you still got to come through us to get that Lombardi trophy. I'm going to go with the Eagles big here.
Love it. Agree wholeheartedly. Go Birds. I got nothing else to say. You said it all. Go Birds.
You're just so good. You bring so much to the table with that stuff right there. I just like picking on you. Wow, everyone's seeing that face.
Yeah, I'm hurt.
Don't be hurt. I was kidding.
Rob sucks.
Eagles versus Cowboys. Best.
You're the worst.
Plays. I want to play. I want to get another play in before we.
All right. So it looks like you. Okay. So we only have one different this week.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'll be winning by the end of the week.
You hope.
Nothing fun. I can't find a fun play.
All right. Then let's move on to the Sixers.
Well, I'm gonna save them.
All right. So Phillies.
What I want to do right now is I want to gauge you.
Okay.
Okay. There's a lot of this Bryce Harper versus Manny Machado.
Yep.
And I'm assuming if you had to choose one, you would choose
Bryce Harper.
Yes. Okay. But are you one that says if you can't get Bryce Harper, I don't want Manny Machado?
No. I don't like what I've seen from him a little bit. I think that there are some other issues there. I think that's something our guy Gabe Kapler will put into the nip right in the bud right away.
Are you sure he will?
No, but I think
that's your boy.
I can't stand that guy. But I do think that the way that Gabe runs his locker room, I think that's something that will not be tolerated. And I think that's something that, Mr. Positivity, and all the integrity that comes with him. I just think that's something that really will not fly within that organization from him. I just don't think. I mean, but you can't argue with the production that he would give you on the offensive side of the ball, and
from a shortstop position,
right? And that's just something that we didn't have this year. Sometimes there were just times when the pitchers were doing really well, and the hitting was just not there. They were just not doing their job on the offensive side of the ball to be able to back up the really good pitching, and that's something that we need, and that's something that Manny Machado is going to give you. And he's a young guy. Get him here for under a contract for a couple years, and he's going to give you production, and he's going to be really good for this team on the field. Now it's off the field where we have to worry. Naturally, but I don't think it's not as big of an off-field issue as something like a LaShawn McCoy situation or something like that. It's just him just doing dumb little dirty things.
Well, not only
it's just
yeah, and not only that, I look at, someone brought this up I heard this morning, and I totally agree with it. You have two guys in Maikel Franco and Odubel Herrera who have a tendency to just be stupid and lazy.
Yeah.
If they see you pay this guy $300 million and he comes out here and is stupid and lazy, what's going to keep them from doing that? You know what I mean? They're going to look at it and say, oh. Whereas a guy like Bryce Harper is a grit guy, man. He's going to come in here. He's going to bust his ass. He's going to work as hard as he possibly can. And he's going to be a leader. He'll be vocal. I don't know if Manny's that guy. Now,
I don't think Manny is that guy.
So I bring this question up. John Heyman put out a tweet yesterday. Now, I don't listen to a lot John Heyman says because he's also the guy that told me we were getting Manny Machado at the trade deadline. But John Heyman put out a tweet that he talked to a Philly, like a person in the Phillies front office. And when given the opportunity to say, no way, ain't going to happen, discussing signing both Bryce Harper and Manny Machado, he refused to say that can't happen. Showing that the Phillies are all in, everything's on the table, they want to win. You bring those two here together, and wow. First of all, I send Santana for a pack of baseballs.
Bye.
You can go play. Reese can go back to first base. You go Harper outfield, Herrera, and pick a name.
Who's even still here?
Altaire's still here. You have Nick Williams.
Yeah, I was going to say Nick. That was
you have Roman Quinn, who will be a bench guy, I guess. But listen, I think that's just we're being greedy. I don't think that's going to happen. But I do firmly believe, and you are the queen of prognostications and predictions, so I'm gonna yield to your expertise. But I firmly believe one of those two guys will sign with the Phillies.
I agree, and I really, truly feel in my bones that it's going to be Bryce Harper.
Is that because he friended Joel Embiid and Reese Hoskins on Instagram?
I was just going to say, he followed Joel Embiid on Reese.
And he only follows 130 people.
Right. Followed them today, and he has said, there are a couple teams, and he has picked one. It's basically a done deal. He just hasn't said which team yet.
We need this. We need this in this city because, and I mean it, and why I say that is because when it comes to free agency, we have been, and trade deadlines, we have been very, very disappointed the last 6 months to a year. When you look at, let's take the Eagles out of it.
Huge bummer.
Yeah, let's take the Eagles out of it because they've made moves all the time, and it's
Okay, so basically the Sixers.
No, but look, even the Flyers. I know you're not a big Flyers fan, but the Flyers
suck.
The Flyers just came off a 3-1 West Coast road trip.
They did, and they lost in overtime. Was their only loss.
Yeah, it was their only loss. So they got points every game, which I'm surprised about. I kind of wanted them to suck because I wanted Hackstall to be fired.
He still might be
And then
fired.
when I saw that Quenneville got fired from Chicago, I want him here like now because he won like 4 cups in 7 years there or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I want him here. But Jonathan Tavares didn't want to come here. and they couldn't get him. So they get nobody really in the free agent market. They bring back James Van Riemsdyk, and he gets hurt right away, and he's not playing. The Sixers, obviously, no LeBron, no Kawhi, no anyone of any merit or value
Mike Muscala.
It was a trade. And still, you're watching this team right now. It doesn't matter.
Wilson Chandler, and I am upset
I
about
love
it.
Wilson. He came in and just picked up 4 fouls in 10 minutes. It was awesome. Awesome to watch.
I didn't watch the whole game. We were mainly watching the football game instead. But
that's understandable.
After we saw how it started, we were like,
but still, yeah.
No.
But still, the preseason, the free agency just did not go the way we wanted. Phillies trade deadline. We're getting reports. It's Machado. He's coming. It's a done deal. It's just a couple semantics. Oh, by the way, no, he's going to the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the Phillies bring in a bunch of small name guys.
And the Phillies will implode.
And the Phillies implode. We need, as a fan base, to see this go down the right way. We need it. We need to get a report in the next week that Bryce Harper has agreed to a contract with the Philadelphia Phillies. We need a report that one of these starters out there, these pitchers, have agreed to a deal with the Philadelphia Phillies. I want a pitcher. I want a bat. I want a reliever. I want all three, and I want 3 big names. Start spending the money. Last April, John Middleton sat there and said, I am willing to die to bring that trophy back here.
So do it, man.
So do it.
We won't break it.
Don't give me the Andy McPhail. Don't give me the Andy McPhail, Matt Klentak. Oh, this was an improvement season. Shut the hell up.
It wasn't.
It would have been if you didn't start off as hot as you didn't have the lead in the division in August. Shut up. Don't tell me it was an improvement.
It's literally the worst collapse of a season in history.
Yeah, I was,
I don't understand how that.
Sign
say
it.
That's an
Do it,
improvement.
man. Do something.
I get it. They did improve for a while, but I wouldn't say that all went to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, they got to do something. I can't. We have to see this. We have
Bryce
something
Harper
good.
here.
We need something good.
Because you know what else it is?
Banging the table for this.
You're banging
literally.
the table. So here's the thing.
Watch your jersey.
I think. Oh, don't worry. The jersey won't go anywhere. I think part of it is we don't have anybody on that team that has that attitude. Part of the thing that makes the Sixers so great to watch and fun to be a part of sometimes.
Not right now.
But is Joel Embiid and that attitude and personality that he has. So one of the things that makes the Eagles so great and so much fun is the attitude and the personality that they have. The guys like Jalen Mills, who come out there with the green hair, which is full-fledged commitment to your team, and have that attitude about him. Now, he's a sweetheart who's just committed everything to the Eagles. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We don't have anybody on the Phillies like that. Bryce Harper.
He's just a sweetheart because he took a picture with you. Who you?
No, he's very nice. We talked for a little while. He's a giant sweetheart.
Having conversations with him.
We talked about his foot. And he gave me some inside info about how he's feeling and when he's trying to get back by and when he wants to be back by.
You're just sitting on it, huh?
I'm not trying to blow him up in the world. I'll tell you about it.
Okay. Cool.
But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's just a genuinely nice guy, but has that attitude about him on the football field. And the Phillies don't have a guy like that. And I think bringing in somebody like Bryce Harper, who's not only talented, but also has that attitude that the city just loves and feeds off of and thrives.
So perfect.
Give me Bryce Harper.
I love
Any
it.
day of the week.
And that flow.
Twice on Sundays.
And that flow. Easy.
And that flow. My God.
We've lost all control.
We never had control.
I had control. It's not the madness
I disagree.
Yet. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the Sixers.
Yay.
6-5.
Yep.
Have won all 6 at home. Have lost all 5 on the road.
Yes. Something in my eye.
Has looked good at times. Have looked pathetic at others, especially on the second half of back-to-backs.
Ooh, not good.
And obviously looking at the Raptors game, the Brooklyn game, and I think there was one other back-to-back that was just
Milwaukee
that just was not pretty. And now they are flying out to take on today. I believe tonight they play.
I think they play tomorrow.
Is tomorrow the 2 nights off?
Yeah.
Against Indiana. They're out in Indiana.
Yeah, they play the Pacers.
To play a Pacers team who right now looks like they're a better team than the Philadelphia 76ers. Now listen, okay? And I'm going to bring the camera totally on me for this one, okay? And I'm going to put this out there because I have been told recently that I would never critique Brett Brown. I have been told that I will make an excuse for him at every drop of the hat. And I say this to the people who say that. You're an idiot. You haven't listened in the past. You didn't listen to my show after the Sixers season, right before Jess joined the show, when I said he needs to adapt. He needs to get better. Okay? And I want you to hear me right now. When it comes to a team looking disinterested in the second game of a back-to-back, or looking lethargic, or coming out in the third quarter when up a lot and giving up big leads like they've done their last 2 wins, that falls on the coach. And Brett Brown needs to take a really good look at himself in the mirror with that stuff and needs to correct it. This cannot continue. That is on him. People want to rip him for everything. I'm not willing to go that far. I will say his substitutions are not always the best. I think he needs to start playing Markelle Fultz at the end of games and stop this nonsense. I will say sometimes the offense gets stagnant, and I say part of that is on him, but part of that is also on the fact that they don't have offensive players outside of Joel Embiid and the shooting of J.J. Redick. They have no one that could take their man off the dribble. Okay, and I include Ben in that because nobody plays up on Ben close enough where he can take it, so they all just go into the paint. Okay? Nobody can take their man off the dribble. People are afraid to shoot. People aren't good at shooting. They have no firepower on offense. This was why I said to you, Jess, they needed to do something bigger in free agency.
I agreed with you.
Okay?
I didn't say you were wrong.
Not only that, and I'm going to put this one on Brett. Maybe Zaire Smith turns into a good pro. But Zaire Smith is going to be the same good pro that we have. A bunch of guys that can't shoot. Mikal Bridges is averaging 15 points a game over the last 5 games over in Phoenix. Brett made that trade. You better damn well hope that first-round pick from Miami turns into something, or it's not going to look good. And if this continues, if it continues on this swing, and Brett doesn't show any signs of adjustment. Now, I have faith that he will because I love Brett, and I am an apologist for Brett. But if he doesn't, then at season's end, there can be talks about letting him go. But anyone doing one of the next 2 things in this Sixers fan base is why I am why I have started really hating the Sixers fan base. If you were saying fire Brett right now,
dumb.
It's stupid, and I want you to tell me who you want to bring in the coach. Who you want, Stan Van Gundy?
Me.
Yeah. Ridiculous. Okay, that's stupid. And the other stupid thing, no matter how discouraged and how frustrated we can be with him right now, anybody saying trade Ben Simmons
idiot
is a jackass. That's just the jackass segment of the week. So I'm putting that out there. I have made my comments. I have criticized Brett Brown. Okay? I don't want to hear that I don't criticize the guy anymore. I don't want to hear this crap. But yeah, I will defend him when you go on Twitter and people want him fired.
For no reason.
And say, oh, well, we've seen enough.
Really?
Well, all I saw was him lead a team to 52 wins in a playoff series win last year before getting bested by Brad Stevens. Yes, he did. Not a fireable offense. Grow the hell up. You people that want him fired, and some people who I think really know basketball, you sound uneducated. You sound uneducated. Grow the hell up. It's my piece.
How do I follow that? How does one follow that?
Find a damn way, because my throat hurts.
Oh, okay. Relax. I agree with a lot of what you're saying. I think one of Brett Brown's things that he does is he does that 10-game focus. So, over the next 10 games, he picks something that he wants his team to focus on doing better. And I think one of the things that they need to really focus on right now is holding a lead and minimizing the turnovers. The turnovers are they're
and that's just recent because early on in the season they were doing well.
They were doing well. So maybe the first 10 games that was the focus, and then it got a little bad toward the end. But I think it needs to be a focus again because that was a problem. That was a problem for them last year. And towards the end of the season, I mean, the reason that they lost that one game against Miami was because they continuously turned the ball over. You look at the turnovers in the Boston series, you see how many they have compared to how many Boston had. Who was it? I'm trying to think. All my days are jumbled together. Then what day did they have 28 turnovers?
That was on Sunday, and they played the Nets.
Okay. The Nets had 39 points off of their turnovers. That's absurd.
And once again, it was a third quarter where the game broke open.
Yeah, they had what was it, 41-point third quarter for the Nets?
The third quarter woes have to stop. That's on the coach.
They're a horrible third quarter team, and they need to.
And last year, that's where they made their mark. Was they'd come out in the third quarter and they'd put a team away.
No, that's not true.
Especially during their 16 games.
During their 16 games, yes.
At the end of the year, they showed that improvement. When they got
Playoffs,
good,
it went back.
It went back against Boston, but they were falling apart before the end of the half against Boston.
Right.
In some of those games.
But some of those third quarter, they're a horrible third quarter team. During their win streak last year, they got better, but they all throughout the rest of last year. I mean, when they played Golden State, I was at that game. You know, they were up 22 points at the half, and Golden State had outscored them by like 10 points in the third quarter. Mm-hmm. They were up by 2 at the end of the third quarter. It was ridiculous. That math doesn't work. Outscored them by 10. That math doesn't add up.
You're just throwing stuff out there.
Oh, they lost by 10. They ended up losing the game by 10. That's what it was.
I was at a wedding. I remember that game.
Yeah. There's a fun story about that game too that I'm not going to share on there. I can't put my boyfriend on blast like that.
Wow. Did he root for Golden State?
No. It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
Me and Joe would have maybe had a.
No. It was definitely. It wasn't that.
He kicked my ass, but that's besides the point.
This week in fantasy?
No. I said he would. No, nobody beats me in fantasy.
Oh, I'm sorry. He would kick your ass?
Yes, if we threw hands, he would beat me. He's a much more in shape and younger guy than me. Yes, I'd be dead. We gotta get Joe back in the studio.
We can get him back in soon.
Well, football's got to end first. I know he's busy.
This is the last week. Maybe next week.
Last week. Yeah, we got to get him in.
I'll see if he's free next Tuesday.
You got to get him in. So
it depends when basketball starts.
Is he coach that too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
They
that.
have to. So this year they had a bunch of kids actually come out for basketball. So they had to split it into two, like a red and a blue.
Really?
So he's coaching one of the. Last year he was that they had two JV teams. So they had their varsity, 2 JVs, and a freshman team. And he was the head coach of the second JV team last year. So he's coaching again, and he enjoys it.
That's awesome.
It'll be fun.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
I look at this Sixers team. We're going to go into This Is Madness soon, but I look at this Sixers team, and I know it's early, and I agree with what you're saying. I get it. It's only 11 games in. You look around the entire NBA, you get a lot of this sluggish play from teams.
I really think most of them just aren't in shape yet. Like, I think some of them just really aren't in shape.
I mean, you know who's not sluggish is the Golden State Warriors. My God.
They're so good. They're so good.
It's almost so anticlimactic.
And they don't even have DeMarcus Cousins.
Yeah, it's almost so anticlimactic that what's the point? Just to win the East, I guess.
West.
But for the Sixers and for every other team to win the East. You're not beating Golden State. No one's beating Golden State in a series of 7.
But I got to tell you, might be able to beat Golden State next year.
Well, maybe if all those guys leave.
Well, they've already said they're not keeping Boogie. He's a 1 year.
No, he's a 1 year. Draymond's going to go.
And KD's probably going to go. They can't pay both of them. They can't. They can't pay all 3.
They find a way to pay KD and Clay. KD and Clay stay.
They can't pay all 3, and I don't even think they can pay 2.
They'll find a way.
Because KD wants his big contract. He's never gotten one. He's outright said, "I've never gotten that big contract, and I think I deserve it."
Great. He'll go to the Knicks, and then we'll still be sitting here in frickin' NBA purgatory.
And then Clay is not taking. They're going to keep
TJ
one.
McConnell will retire and become our head coach. It'll be great.
That'll be fantastic.
Oh, my God.
I can't wait for TJ McConnell to be coach in the NBA.
Get over yourself and your freaking TJ McConnell love. I'm just...
I think TJ would actually be a really good coach.
Yeah, because he's not a very good player. That's typically the way it works.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I can't wait to see TJ become a coach because I think he'd be a really good coach.
No, I think he will be, too, as an assistant on someone's bench. You know what I was thinking, Jess? I was thinking this the other day.
What?
I think we should do a Madness night out at the Sixers Jazz game. I think the Jazz are coming to town.
They are, and I want to go.
Couple weeks, right?
November 16th, and I really want to go. And my boyfriend can't go, and I want to go. Can we go?
Why can't he go?
One of our really good friends, his best friend actually, his little sister plays soccer, basketball, and softball at Wesleyan.
Okay.
And she's in a basketball tournament that weekend. And
Is that it? Friday night?
Yeah.
It's
Friday and Saturday, and they're all going.
We got to look at tickets.
We can go. They're like $15. We can go.
Well, you know, I think the Madness got to be a little more upscale than $15 tickets. What do you
17? I'm kidding. We can look.
She says she's kidding, folks. She's not kidding.
I am, sort of.
This is a dead serious thing.
Oh, look. I can look.
It's time to go into the Madness. Or no.
This is madness. This already is we are in the madness. We need to go to This is Madness.
Do the call letters. I'm trying to pull stuff up. This is what happens when it's...
You should have it set. I'm trying to find ticket prices, man. Because I really want to go because I want to wear my shirt. I want to wear a shirt of Donovan Mitchell on the floor and Ben Simmons stepping over Donovan Mitchell. And I also just really want to be there to experience when Donovan Mitchell walks in here after losing Rookie of the Year to Ben Simmons. I want to be there to experience that joy that I get when he comes.
I want to be there to be like, damn, Donovan Mitchell's good.
No,
just to piss you off.
No.
I would never do that. Did we find out? Do I have this saved on the computer? Or is it only on the one flash drive that I can't seem to find right now?
Probably that.
I found the new flash drive. Just doesn't have that on it.
That's not helpful.
I tell you what. While you're doing that,
okay,
pull up the Sixers' next few games because I'm very curious.
I was trying to do that earlier and it wasn't loading.
So basically, you're just failing me again.
Yeah, well, that's what usually happens. So they play. Their next home game is Friday. They play the Hornets. So Wednesday they play the Pacers. Friday they play the Hornets. Saturday they play the Grizzlies. Monday they play the Heat. So all of those except the Hornets are home or away. Sorry. So they play at Pacers.
So they got to start finding ways to win the games on the road.
Yeah, especially the one at the Miami Heat. Let's start there.
How come? Why do you want to start there?
Because not my all-star, Goran Dragic.
Is he still on that team?
Yeah. They tried to trade him because he sucks. But no one wanted him because he sucks.
Oh, my goodness.
He is the worst.
Let's go into This is Madness. I don't have the sounder. I don't have the sounder today.
Oh,
sorry.
You're the worst.
Oh, who's the worst? Me or Goran Dragic?
Both.
Make up your damn mind, will you? All right, you could start it. I got a few, though, but you can start.
I have figured out why Ben Simmons has been playing like trash.
He hasn't been playing like trash. That's a couple bad games.
Turnovers, the not shooting.
Well, no, the not shooting happened before this person.
It's gotten worse.
It's the same.
Do you want to know why?
Why is it worse?
Because he's freaking dating Kendall Jenner again. And
allegedly.
No, she met him in Philly. They left the Sixers game together.
They just ran out together.
And then
got a quick bite to eat.
He was out with her until the wee hours of the morning on Saturday night.
And then played bad on Sunday. In Brooklyn.
To celebrate her birthday. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's your significant other's birthday. You leave at an adequate time knowing that you have a job to do the next day.
Yes, Mom.
I don't care. Listen to me. I don't care what, Joe wants to do for his birthday. We'll go out. We'll have a good time. I'm taking care to make sure that I'm not doing dumb things and not ready to go for my job the next day.
Okay.
Simple.
That's fair.
Ridiculous.
All right. My first one goes back to Big D and the whole holier-than-thou thing. The Tennessee Titans were thoroughly enjoying, basically, in essence, symbolically just beating the hell out of the Star last night.
Yes.
Started with the interception, and then after the game, apparently all went out there and started dancing on the Star.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And Byron Jones got a little mad. And here's the comment he said after the game. There's no need for it. We're all having fun. But I think when you go and try that, everyone knows what's going on the star means. When you come into this AT&T Stadium, you don't do that. It was about respecting the brand, respecting the star.
Nobody respects the star, sweetie.
Regardless, it is your team logo. You're not any bigger than any team. And by the way, if you don't like it, stop letting teams come into your own stadium and kick your ass on national television, Byron. Stop letting the Tennessee Titans and Marcus Mariota throw 2 touchdown passes against you.
And run one in.
When all he's done is not do that this year, except for against the Eagles.
Yeah, that one time.
Shut the hell up. Your star means nothing to anyone else.
Nothing.
Okay? You don't like it, as I've always said, then do something about it. Stop the other team from scoring. Stop the other team from picking off a terrible Dak Prescott pass.
Dak sucks.
Do you think that? I didn't know you thought that. Okay, and then I find out later, and I tweeted out about this because it pissed me off even more dealing with that the NFL will review Kevin Byard's celebration on the Cowboys logo for a possible fine. The player's policy manual lists stomping on a team logo as an act that can be penalized. Falls under the taunting rule. This is ridiculous. It's a freaking star. It really took a lot for me not to actually say the word there. I want to say
I can tell.
It's the star. Who the hell cares?
We would have to go back and edit and put a bleep.
Yeah.
The censor over. Now it's a video.
Just so stupid. Your star sucks. You suck. Your team sucks. Your fans suck. Your owner sucks. You all suck. Deal with it, Dallas, and get ready to get your ass kicked here, and we'll dance on the star in your freaking helmet on Sunday night.
You know what's going to be really difficult? Dealing with everybody who, you know how it's just so clear how everybody is against the Eagles no matter what all the time? Mm-hmm. And it always is for Dallas and anybody else who's playing the Eagles.
Yes.
That's going to be really hard to deal with on Sunday. Because when I was working with NBC when we did the first game, when it was against the Falcons, it was so blatantly obvious that everyone around me, everyone's like, okay, we can't make any noise. We have to be quiet while everything's going so we don't miss replays, blah, blah, blah. So they, make sure, it said to me, make sure you're quiet. You're not cheering in the back. You just, kind of sit there. And I'm like, that I could have assumed. So I'm sitting there, not making any noise, a little fist pump every now and then, but nothing too. The Falcons drop an interception and everyone goes, oh! And I'm like, try a little bit harder to hide it. Just try. But with Dallas, it's going to drive me insane. It's going to be horrible.
Was that your next thing, or you were just following up?
I was just following up yours.
Okay.
I have a funny story.
Shocking.
So, this is just unfortunate, and it's from last night. So, we get there, and we're in the party, and players are coming in kind of one by one, whatever. So Jalen comes in, and his hair is so bright that you can just spot him from anywhere. He's so bright, so everyone sees Jalen, and everyone runs over. At one point, we looked over, and Jalen had 9 different hands on him. We were behind him, and you just see hands just placed all over his back. It looked ridiculous. These women were just grabbing at him. Then Malcolm comes in, and people, you would think that, you would think, I don't even know who to use. Everyone you saw the entire room just flock one direction. So then Rodney McLeod kind of snuck in the back a little bit, because he's a little guy. I didn't realize he was a little bit shorter. But he just, and Malcolm had his hat on, the whole thing. And, so Rodney just kind of quietly snuck in behind him. And then Chris Maragos, all of a sudden I turn around and I'm shoulder to shoulder with Chris Maragos. And I see him he's on his phone and then put his phone down. It's looking around like this. Now, keep in mind, all of the significant others were already in the party and stuff. And they were just walking around taking pictures with the designer and talking to me, whatever. Well, I was standing with, the woman who helped us get the tickets to the thing, and she was saying, oh, there's Madison Wentz, and that's Sarah Maragos. She's married to Chris. So I was like, oh, okay. And we were just kind of right there with them. I didn't talk to her or anything, but we were just kind of right there. And I literally looked at Chris Maragos, and I was like, oh, are you looking for your wife? She's over there. And he was like, okay. And then I realized, I took a picture of them.
How ridiculous
And then
it sounded?
I realized how ridiculously psychotic that sounded. And I was like,
I know you're right. She's over there.
I was like, he has no idea that I was just standing over there, like, in the same circle as her. Like, he has no idea that I was just over there. He is not. And then I was like, oh, my God. And I was like, better that than, like, a giant fangirl moment. But, yikes. I was like, oh, Jesse. It was just funny because I thought about it afterwards, and I was like, did I really just, oh. That's my story. I thought that was pretty funny.
It is pretty funny. Here's a little bit of news that broke about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, what? God, what?
The Eagles have waived DeAndre Carter, who we know has been handling all kick and punt returns.
Sproles is back?
Les Bowen tweeted out, well, here's your answer on Darren Sproles. Eagles have waived DeAndre Carter. I guess the assumption is he is back.
Sproles.
But to me...
That bums me out.
Who's returning kicks? Don't tell me Wendell.
Shelton Gibson.
So... Sproles wasn't on the IR, though. So who's...
No.
And this is my friend Lee Nelson, who tweets this out. It's a great point. He says Sproles wasn't on the IR, though, so they need to bring another body back. And Jernigan was already back.
Right. They never put him on IR.
They brought him back, but McDougal left, and that freed the spot up for Jernigan on the active roster because he was on the IR. So is this... There's a couple names that have gone out there as free agents this week, and I'm wondering if they're going to sign one of them, or like you said, is it a Mac Hollins or something like that? But there was Bruce Irvin, defensive, a pass rusher from the Oakland Raiders. Not the best locker room guy, but maybe in a little bit different setting.
That breaks my heart a little bit, though.
Yeah, and then today, although once again this isn't one that moves the needle for me. Amir Abdullah was released by the Detroit Lions today.
I was hoping they would have released. I was hoping they would release LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah, I know, but it was Amir Abdullah. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. I'm sure that word will come out.
That makes me so sad because he was like working as a teacher in California and like trying to. Oh, it makes me sad.
So I'm sure
that's a bummer.
We'll find out about 10 minutes after we go off the air here.
Naturally.
What was one of the other things I want? This is what happens when I don't freaking write things down.
So I gave you my two.
That was it?
I'm out, yeah.
All right, the other one was, have you seen the new Twitter phenomenon of Jason Witten?
No.
And the toupee that he apparently had on last night during the game.
But I need to see it now.
Man, because what they did was they took a shot of him during, practice last year. And then his hair last night, it looks, now that it's been pointed out to me, wow. A young guy like that wearing a toupee, dude, embrace the baldness, brother. Just like the rest of us, embrace the baldness. That's what you should have done. You made a mistake, in my opinion.
Oh,
Have you found it yet?
Yeah. And I also see this one that says he's got the Lego Man hair special. Yep.
Oh, did you get it on the camera there?
Oh, of course I did.
That's fantastic. That's the best thing about having the camera. I keep now updating to see if something happens here.
We're not going to get lucky. We're not going to get lucky enough for that.
No, there's no way because there's only about 2 minutes left in this. Well, someone said, and they're probably right, I suspect Mac Hollins will be the guy that gets activated. He's kind of surfaced again. So, we'll see what happens there. There was one other thing, though, and I don't know, was it Sixers related? It wasn't Dallas related. We talked about that. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know.
All right, are we going to be happy this week?
God,
I'm going to my predictor here. I'm going to the predicting queen of America.
God, I hope so.
Okay. Will the Eagles, I'm going to ask you 3 or 4 questions here to end the show. Will the Eagles win?
Yes.
The Eagles will win?
Yes.
Okay. Will it be a blowout? Will we have fun?
Yes.
You won't because you'll be working, but
I'll
we'll
still have fun because I'll get to watch everybody else's miserable faces as the Cowboys lose.
All right. By the time we come on the air next week, where the Phillies have signed one of the big free agents.
No.
Will they sign a big free agent?
Yes.
Will it happen an hour after we go off the air next week? All right. We're going to try and get you guys some guests next week. Miss Famous over there is going to work the phones. We're doing our best. Hopefully having some good things happen. Enjoy Dallas week. Enjoy Dallas sucks.
They do suck.
Enjoy Sixers. I think the Sixers are going to turn a corner this week. I think
I
we
hope
get some
so.
wins
Let's
with
go.
the Sixers. Let's hope for Bryce Harper.
Woo!
Embrace the madness, everybody. Jess, have a good week.
You too?
We're going to go see the Sixers and Jazz. We're going to look into tickets.
Let's do it.
All right. Embrace the madness, everybody. Have a good week.
Running wild through the rain in a parody of ecstasy. I was inches from the edge, fingers clinging to the ledge again. I never thought I'd